and we are going to dive into the charts. But just to get started, A, I'm sweaty. B, I'm menstruating. C, lots of bombs dropped this morning for me. Metaphorically, for the platforms, in metaphorically. Okay, cool. Now that that's there, ask for everybody's patience. As I read Ray's comment, no patience, dude, from the other person. So Mercury went retrograde today, Sunday, but we're going to be talking about the week ahead, which is November 10th through the 16th. This week, thank goodness, we don't have too many planetary transits happening. Obviously the moon's going to be continuing moving through the signs, moves through 2.5. Oh my gosh, I can't word right now. The moon moves through all the signs and it takes about 2.5 days in each sign. So it's always going to be making contact with the different planets. But oh my gosh. What I'm trying to say here is there's going to be moon transits happening obviously throughout the week, but the planetary transits that we have going on this week, on Tuesday, the 11th, Jupiter stations retrograde. And Jupiter is going to be retrograde until March, I believe. Let me double check my little notes here. March 10th. Okay. It's going to be retrograding in Cancer, and just more insight. I'll talk about Jupiter in a second. Yes, it's in Cancer. Yeah, Jupiter's in Cancer, retrograde, starting on Tuesday, and then continuing through the week. On Wednesday, Mercury is going to conjunct Mars, and Mercury is going retrograde, so it's going over Mars again. They met about a week ago, they did, so it's going to be touching on that energy. And then no direct transits on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, but on Sunday, we start to feel this sort of grand trine that is kind of the prelude to our new moon in Scorpio happening on the 19th, okay? Yeah, so on Sunday the 16th, the sun will square Jupiter. And then that, if you joined my Mercury retrograde masterclass, I talked about the new moon in depth because it's a very significant moment, and I will do my best to have a new moon in Scorpio video out. But again, I've had some stuff happen in my life and I might not be able to record that video. Fingers crossed. I'm really hoping that I have the space and time to be able to film in my travels. So yes, yeah, this Mercury pre-shadow period, so the pre-shadow was October 20th all the way until yesterday, right? November 8th. So look at those dates, reflect on what kind of has been coming up in communication, and now we're about to, you know, review all that and kind of get a deeper dive into it, get a different perspective. It's like shifting directions and seeing things from a different way. My camera is struggling for, I'm like really washed out over here. Welcome guys, welcome. Yep, yeah, it's we're gonna, yep. My words are so descriptive right now. So let's go ahead and dive in. I'm gonna be sharing my screen, talking about what's going down. It's going down. Guys, I'm so close to crashing out. Let's be real. Okay, what? My gift goal? I need to edit my gift goal. I've got more than that. Give me more gifts. I don't know how to change that, so I'm just gonna tell it to go away. Go away. Cool. Yeah, no, literally, it's genuinely about a week ago. Yeah. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. And thank you everybody who is liking and sharing the live. It gets the content out to people who will also appreciate the content. Okay, so we are looking at today. Presently, today, this is the 9th. Yep. We're going to go ahead and jump ahead to Tuesday, the 11th. And I want you guys to keep your eye on Jupiter. Jupiter's hanging out right here presently with the sun, which is probably why we're feeling really tender. Okay. So, thank you. Oh no! Oh, thank you. Thank you for the heart. I appreciate it, Shakira. My like screen like lagged and I thought technology was doing the thing that it does. Okay. So keep your eye on Jupiter. The text is going to turn red, which on this platform, Luna, indicates that it is going retrograde. So we see it on the 10th. It's just basically paused there at 25 degrees and then goes retrograde. So I dove really, really deep into what retrogrades are in my Mercury retrograde masterclass, but I am going to be diving into it about this Jupiter right now. So retrogrades are technically illusions of a planet going backwards from the perspective of Earth. It's not actually going backwards, right? I like to think about it as like, you know, when you're in a parking lot and somebody gets in their car next to you and they back out, or if they pull forward, there is this sort of feeling of like, oh shit, I'm moving forward, or oh shit, I'm moving backwards. That is essentially, in a nutshell, that feeling of retrogrades. So Jupiter going retrograde. So in order to tell you about this retrograde, I kind of want to give you some context on Jupiter and Cancer in general and what we've been really leaning into. Jupiter in Cancer has kind of been like this sweet hi son. Oh, you guys can't see him. Him's looking up at me. Oh, this is my boy. Oh. So Jupiter in Cancer has been essentially expanding our capacity to nurture ourselves. Depending on where it's falling within your natal chart, it's just going to depend, right? So, I'm going to speak from personal experience here because I love doing that. I love talking about me. Jupiter is moving through my 11th house, which has been expanding my community and friendships. And that couldn't be more true in my life right now. My community, my Discord community, has been growing vastly since Jupiter entered Cancer. And so quick little plug, if you haven't joined the Discord server, it should be linked to my bio near the bottom. If you've never used Discord before, it's your time to learn something new if you want to join the community. So, but it's been really expanding like how we nurture ourselves, how we connect, how we allow our emotions to expand us into new experiences. So it's really heart-based, heart-centered, which is really, really beautiful. About Jupiter, it's exalted in Cancer. There's this sort of feeling, especially with it just depends on where it's moving in your chart as far as that stage of life. I have this note that I wrote down when I was thinking about this that I'm trying to find. What's really interesting about Jupiter moving into Cancer is the fact that it's ruled by the moon. So we kind of have this sort of feeling of every time the moon moves through a new sign, we kind of get a new experience, a new like flavor of this. It kind of like bounces off this energy. So the moon's kind of been driving it. So it's almost like different areas have been expanding because this Jupiter in Cancer is ruled by the moon. So there is essentially this sort of desire to nurture thrives during this. You might have this desire to really like connect deeper and actually expand your heart. Caring for others, it's a big thing. Opportunities to like give comfort are there too. You've been heavily focused. Oh, yay. Okay, that is awesome. Yeah, it's in your first house for my Cancer rising people. I have a full video on Jupiter and Cancer on my YouTube, by the way. So if you're curious about that, I have a full video on it. And I think I go through all the rising signs, I'm pretty sure, if I recall correctly. But now we take all that energy that expansive energy of Jupiter. Jupiter really pulls us and brings in opportunity for growth in these areas. And it's been in this area of sensitivity, of emotions, of allowing those tender parts of ourselves to be seen and actually being appreciated, right? This retrograde is pulling us into this. Sorry, I'm burping. This is an opportunity to reflect. I always frame transits as opportunity. This is going to be having us reflect on sort of our loftier goals that come in with Jupiter in Cancer. And this is sort of this feeling of like, are your goals that you have been expanding into in this area of life, are they growing? Are they growing the way that you want? For example, for my Cancer rising friends, depending on the degree of your Cancer rising, it might be in your 12th house or your first house. I'm going to speak from the term of it being in your first house. It's like, is this identity that you've been expressing and expanding on and focusing on, is that really in alignment with where you want to go, right? This is sort of the energy of like, do I need to scale back? Do I need to level up? Like, it's really pulling in these different qualities of reflection on like where you've been expanding yourself, where you've been putting that nurturing energy in. Cancer represents our family too. You've got Cancer 10th house. Career hasn't been expanding in the way. Yeah. See, I love that. I love that you're able to articulate that too. That is amazing. There's sort of these feelings of like, what does like family, home, and security mean for you in this area of your life? Like, is this going the way you want? And I say family in the terms of like, what we learn from family too. Cancer tends to be a very private energy depending on where it falls in your chart. And this retrograde's going to be having us kind of pulling our nurturing energy back from that external, putting it out, pouring into others, pouring into the things, pouring into that outward expression of Jupiter, which really wants to like be seen and be appreciated. Jupiter is Zeus, and that guy really likes to be seen. I get so sweaty when I'm talking. This guy's like literally, I'm not gonna lie, he's like just perched up. He's got his little paws on me, hanging out. This retrograde again is going to be happening until March. I keep double checking. Yeah, March 10th. So it's 120 days. Yeah, I want to talk about some of the other aspects of this Jupiter retrograde, because if we talk about the aspects of Cancer in general, Cancer can have the tendency to have mood swings, is very sensitive. This inward reflection can kind of have us poking at sort of these delicate parts of ourselves, these tender parts, or external circumstances, kind of having us reflect on like where we've expanded ourselves into. Again, it's really like, is this where I want to be putting this nurturing energy into? Or are there other connections, relationships, jobs, self-expression, community, finances? I'm just kind of pulling in all the different parts of the charts, like creativity. Is this where I really want to be pouring that energy into? So we're really, really getting that. Got that Cancer moon and Venus. Yeah, I got a lot of Cancers around me. They teach me a lot. I'm an Aquarius moon. I don't have any feelings. I don't feel anything. Yeah, so this yay. No feelings. Oh yeah, and it's so funny, Ray, like to speak on that. Ray said, you do have feelings, just not outwards. And it's so true. I've had a lot of things come up in my life recently to really have me practice asking for help and asking to be held, because I'm very, very used to holding myself, and I'm a master at it. So good at it, not gonna lie. I'm pretty top tier. But there are times where, you know, asking for help is needed. And my mom got to see me like really cry pretty hard. I think it was about like maybe 3 weeks ago. I don't remember, but she was like, Izzy, I haven't seen this from you since you were like a little girl. And I'm like, oh yeah, I cry all the time. Like I literally was crying maybe 15 minutes before going live. I cry a lot, actually. I just don't let people see it. Anyways, enough about me. Is that a fixed sign? Yeah. Oh God. Taurus moons, Leo moons, yeah, Aquarius moons, Scorpio moons. Yeah, we're just like, there's a desire for like really, really deep safety and trust to be seen in those things. Taurus stellium. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Shakira. Oh, I really feel that. Like it's we're being tested a lot lately in life. Okay. Yeah, Aquarius moons represent. Let's go, gang. It's funny because myself and my bonus dad are both Aquarius moons and also have strong Virgo placements. And thank you. I'm loving the crown. We're bringing him back. And my mom is very, very sensitive, and so she's just like, you guys are like robots sometimes. I love it, but also I can appreciate those deep feelers that are around me. Like I really do have a deep appreciation for that. And yeah, oh my God. Again, I can't say more that this new moon that's coming up in Scorpio, that's going to be a big one. So I'm really hoping that I'll be able to go live next Sunday as well and have a video. Oh, thank you guys. And have what's it called? A new moon in Scorpio video. By the way, if you guys didn't know, I post new and full moon videos on my YouTube. It's longer form content. I go through all the rising signs, and then I also have a newsletter. So if you can't stick around for the full live stream, because I know we all got lives and sometimes you just want to keep scrolling, I have a newsletter. It's called Letters from the 8th House, and it's where I take everything that I share here and I write it in a written form, and I send that email out every Monday morning. So if you want to sign up for it, it's just linked in my bio. It's totally free. It's just kind of like, yeah, thank you, Tiff. Yes, I've been loving it too. And I'm really glad I kind of switched my newsletter to Substack. I have 2 different newsletters. Technically, they're still the same title. I have it go through one and then I add people to my Substack from there, because with Substack, you're able to go back and look at things that I've written. Whereas like my other like normal email chain just kind of, goes to your email inbox, and you know, past people don't get to read that cool stuff that I write. So expanding. Also, I'm curious, I've got a good chunk of you guys hanging out in here, which feels really, really cool. I'm gonna do a little like vibe check. I've been thinking about creating Patreon tiers. I got it all set up, but I've been pausing because I want to have like a full container for community and hosting new and full moon rituals and gatherings, but also still having like a monthly container where it's like there's extra support, extra connection, extra like just community aspects. Like, yes, I have my Discord and people are in there and connecting. I'm just not as present in that space as much as I want to be, and I would love to like have something where it's like I'm devoting more time and energy into. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Ray, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the call. And like, yeah, I have a bunch of ideas. So I'll be sharing more on my newsletter as I get closer to that. So, okay, enough about all that. Let's continue about this. Oh, thanks for the follow, Ember. I appreciate it. Let's jump into the other transits. Like, we don't have a lot going on this week, and I want to be super honest. Like, it actually is a nice little moment of breath of fresh air to allow us to adjust to this Mercury and Jupiter retrograde that's happening. It's like really allowing us to like kind of I'm gonna say like have some reprieve and also adjust to that energy in general, because it's kind of these next few weeks are going to be kind of intense energetically. We have a lot in Scorpio, and then moving between Scorpio and Sagittarius. Yeah, simmer is a really, really good word for this. That's funny. I actually used that word with a client the other morning because lots of fire and water in that person's chart. And I was like, it's kind of like you're boiling, like a pot that's boiling. And if you don't let the steam out, it's just going to boil over. Yeah, exactly right. So that's a great question. We don't feel the effects of Jupiter retrograde that much due to it being an outer planet. So it is I kind of call Jupiter and Saturn, they're like in between planets, because the outer planets I would consider Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto. Jupiter and Saturn, I used to have this word for it, and now it's totally missing right now. I would say look at anything that you have at 25 degrees of Cancer. If there's anything hanging out within that 25-degree range and then through the retrograde, and also anything cardinal, it's going to be making squares or oppositions. So that's like looking at bigger layers of looking at transits. Is it squaring your sun? Is it opposing your moon? These bigger sort of pieces will add in if it's making a direct contact to any of your personal planets or your luminaries. That's going to play out a bit more. Or there's the other aspect where it might be affecting people around you more closely, and you get to kind of engage with that energy through others. So that's another piece with astrology as well. But another fun little tidbit is like our outer planets. So Pluto, Uranus, and Neptune, they're usually retrograde for a good chunk of the year. It's a pretty common occurrence. Like literally right now we have Neptune, Saturn, now Jupiter, and we have Uranus retrograde too. Pluto is the only one direct, which is wild. And so anyways, good questions. Let's go ahead and jump forward to Wednesday. On Wednesday, Mars and Mercury are conjunct again. And I say again because this happened a little bit ago. They kind of did a little crossover, and now it's going to be very interesting because Mercury went across all these signs and now is going to be going back over them. So it's almost like a weird game of like, I was calling it in my life masterclass, like it's kind of like a weird game of like telephone that's happening. So these guys are both hanging out in Sagittarius. And so Mercury retrograding back over Mars, there's going to be a sort of, yeah, Mars is probably going to agitate Mercury a little bit here in Sagittarius, because now that Mercury is going retrograde and starting that descent, essentially, it's going to kind of poke a little bit. It might actually kind of be a catalyst for conversations or bringing sort of things in that are testing your truth, testing your beliefs, right? Mars is our warrior, or these two working together, Mars might actually be a really good help to Mercury that's retrograde now, that might be struggling with words, but allowing action to come in, right? Giving a sort of deeper, like, hey, let me help you out, buddy. I know you can't use your words right now, so here's some action that you can take. Yeah. That's so funny. Thank you guys for the likes. And I'm loving all these new faces I'm seeing hanging out here too. This has been super sweet. I think this is the most people I've had in here for a while, which feels really, really cool. I've been doing this a while now, so it's always nice to see the like growth and whatnot. Taylor! Hi! Welcome! Anything else want to be said about this? Thank you, Ray. I was on your For You page. Let's go with it. I love it. Again, that's, if I'm showing up on people's For You pages, it's because you guys are like pushing out my content by liking and sharing and engaging. Guys, I'm so sweaty, and I realized after my shower I definitely did not put on deodorant, so I think I failed my shower. I'm getting way too comfortable with you guys. I'm telling you things that maybe are a little TMI. Yay! Yeah, Shakira. And yeah, with what Shakira said, I upload the forecast, like I take the recording and I upload it to YouTube. So if you can't stay for the whole thing, just subscribe to my YouTube and you'll be able to see when I post that. It's usually pretty close to after, once I'm able to download the VOD from it. Yeah, dude, I'm sweating. I'm sweating. And then when I get talking and when I get excited talking about the things that I really enjoy, extra sweaty. I don't know if anybody else here is like a intuitive channel. Like when I'm channeling, I'm sweating. I'm sweating. Anyways, okay. So this is gonna happen. This feels a little sparky. What's kind of coming up is like, that's so funny. I saw, you know how like you take wood and you like move it to create fires, right? It's so interesting because it's almost like Mercury is just the wood. It's just the tool just hanging out. It's not really taking action, but Mars is like, we need to like, I'm going to try to create a fire through like your stagnancy. It's kind of this weird, like instigating kind of energy. I start crying. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Energy moves. When we're talking, channeling, talking about the things we're passionate about, all those things. I think this could be a little tense. I think this could be a little fiery. But it's definitely one of those moments of like testing your beliefs. And so with this Mercury retrograde in general, and with it moving over this Mars, it's really trusting that what's coming up right now is for your highest good. Yeah. So we're going to continue through the week and go ahead and just watch as the planets move around. You'll see the moon moving the quickest because it goes through every sign every 2.5 days. We're moving. Oh yeah. And if anybody has Pluto in the first degrees of Sagittarius or the last degrees of Scorpio, which I know a good chunk of you do because I tend to gather the like zillennials and or like early millennials, late Gen Z people. Mercury is going to be retrograding over that for us. So family stuff and generational stuff is coming up, by the way. Anyways, okay, continuing ahead. As we're moving ahead, we are going to... Oh, I went too far. Wait, the early degree on your Pluto anchor. Yeah. You'll be okay. I promise. Just let yourself feel. Let yourself share. Okay, we're watching here. We're waiting for the sun to get to 25 degrees. 25. Bro, come on. Okay, there we go. My patience right now, non-existent. So the sun is going to be trining Jupiter, and then by the following week, it's going to make an exact trine. This is going to be all happening also. So I'm going to talk a little bit about this too. This is kind of bringing us to 9 and 1 degree. Scorpio's still all at 20. Oh, sorry, that was not a proper reaction. This new moon's all on that. This new moon's 28 degrees of Scorpio, and the moon and the sun and Mercury are all there at 28 degrees. But something's cool is going to come from that for you. So on Sunday, the 16th, the sun is going to be creating a sextile to Jupiter, which is actually pretty freaking delicious in my opinion. Jupiter's retrograde, and so we're bringing in our core, our ego identity. That is the sun, the part that wants to shine the most right now, and the sun is shining in the underworld. It's illuminating shadows, it's illuminating hidden things, it's bringing the taboo to light, it's bringing the shame and kind of stuff coming to the surface here. Ooh, Sabrina Carpenter. Ooh, that'd be fun. So this, what is this? This is a trine. I was going to say sextile. My brain's not working, by the way. This trine that's happening with Jupiter here, it feels like there's support coming from the sun and Jupiter working together of like, okay, I need to like make sure that like, it's such an interesting energy because it feels like, you know, we're witnessing our shadows. We're witnessing things coming up this Scorpio season, especially this Mercury retrograde happening and moving through Scorpio as well. It's bringing up like some of our own shadows, but there's like support with this Jupiter retrograde of like really making sure that you're putting on the energetic oxygen mask on yourself before you help others. And so you're going to be witnessing even probably more close hand, like, how am I, you know, compromising things, or where have I given way too much in the past where I've lost myself in things? And that's a very Scorpio thing. Hey, son. Hey, I don't know what you're doing, but I don't like it. Thanks. So that trine's going to be really supportive energy of that introspection. Can you guys hear him pawing at stuff? A little bit. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And then it's going to be this Grand Water Trine that's happening next week with Saturn, Jupiter, the sun. We're going to be feeling that. Neptune's a little bit in the mix as well. And there's some other aspects that I'll talk to next week about this. But this is kind of setting the stage where it's almost like we have this energetic water, emotional, like container holding us. It seems like, I don't know why I just saw like the Power Rangers transforming, and like it's giving like Sailor Moon transformation, like transforming. It's like our guides are like actually operating together, maybe even like your ancestors with your like spiritual guide. It's giving like different parts like working together on an energetic level, on an emotional level, because Saturn is retrograde in Pisces right now, which is having us really look at son. Oh, he's like making little sounds, and I'm menstruating, by the way, right now, so that's why I'm just irritable. And I'm gonna move him. And then we're gonna stick to the channel. Hold on. I'm moving him. Hey, whatever you're like. Oh, it's my pen, dude. Not my pen. I need that. And you had dinner too. Guys, I can't be a mom. Keyword, I am not going to be a mom. Oh my god, yeah. Damn cats is right. Okay. God. Why do I feel great at new moons but cat? Taylor, I talk about these in my YouTube videos. Full moons are when emotions are peaked. It's literally an energetic. That's why people are called lunatics. It's ruled by the moon. Peak emotional energy, which is going to make you feel chaotic. Okay, tuning back into this Grand Water Trine that we have happening. Saturn has been having us, it's dipped into Aries a little bit over the summer and now is back in Pisces, and with Neptune as well. They're both really helping us with our emotional boundaries, our emotional like fortitude of like really understanding that you need to create an energetic container for yourself, for whatever that you're desiring to do with your life, wherever that Piscean part of your chart is. So that's coming in. It kind of gives this energy of a chalice. If you don't have a container for your emotions, it's going to bleed everywhere. Now this trine happening to the sun and Jupiter is like this ultimate, and the fact that Saturn and Jupiter are both retrograde, it's very introspective energy. But now the sun, our ego, is out there shining on the shadows. So we've got this introspection and then this part that's like being illuminated. So this trine is really, really, really supportive energy of like, okay, so it's giving like energy on your wounds, but you're no longer in the state of being swept away up in it. We're getting the opportunity to really practice our emotions, practice these deeper, I heard like emotional integrity, emotional hygiene. So like when things come up, when our wounds are kind of highlighted, not getting swept away in them, not letting other people have power over us because of past things or past experiences that we've gone through that may say, oh, well, if this happens, this is how we respond. Saturn and Jupiter here are like, we see that's what's happened, but we're reassessing the situation and working together to support a new pathway. Yes, emotional regulation for the win. And so like it's I don't even buy him toys. He's chewing up a roll of paper towels. But this Grand Water Trine is setting the stage for the following week, which we have a lot happening. A lot's happening the following week. So this week, from November 10th to the 16th, it's sort of a little bit softer pause. We're getting the opportunity to feel this Mercury retrograde. It's kind of like getting familiar, feeling that verbal slowdown, then feeling Jupiter slowdown of that, you know, that expansive emotional energy. We're taking that, we're bringing it inwards. Okay. Adjusting. Mercury and Mars have their moment of like, you know, a little bit of agitation, not in a bad way, but sort of like action towards maybe where we're feeling that stagnancy. It's almost like Mars is giving Mercury that sort of fire to go retrograde. It's like, keep going. Like, you've got this. It's like hype girl kind of energy. Hype guy, like just go. And like you tell your truth. You embody